the teacher, he or she is going to have a difficult time having to manage observing medical symptoms. Plus, we're going to have to be dealing with hazardous cleanups. All of this in real time, plus with the pressure of the STAR test. The education is going to be hindered when we have all of these dynamics and moving parts. The other thing is the social interaction. If you're socially distanced, how do you socially interact in a meaningful way?
So you're telling me it's too dangerous to be 3 feet at a grocery store, but it's safe to be next to someone in the classroom that's going to be smaller.
To get a para, or you got to scramble to get a sub, or you have to combine the classes. So what's that going to look like to the kids that these adults don't have anything together? We're scrambling, getting counselors to teach. We can't find subs. How are we going to combine classes and also abide by the ratios that they're recommending?
This year, open up the mobile hotspot on these cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really like, it really like AT&T, Cricket, AT&T owns Cricket, like Sprint, all those carriers need to have free hotspots on the cell phones.
That's
and
right.
That itself would help alleviate it.
Right. So you're touching on, again, the more aggregate picture of this is we give all the benefits in our country to a very discrete population of billionaires. Let them step up. They've gotten the most benefit out of this country. They've gotten the most wealth. And now we're still burdening people like you and me, the middle class, to do the things that they have way more ability to do and to do it efficiently. Take the $7 billion for the mega churches and do like you said, make hotspots, get those Chromebooks, get the technology done. We always have the money. We always have the open wallet when it comes to billionaires.
Yeah.
And even if they're criminals, in 2008, we bailed them out for criminal acts and we gave them money. Yet for this education, a basic function of any government, we can't get the proper infrastructure in place. It is very much an indictment on our overall political system and our government.
Here's another challenge too that we're having with these families. Okay, let's say they do get an iPad like this provides them, or a Chromebook. Now, if there's 3 or 4 kids that are in that school, they only get 1 computer, 1 iPad, that to share. And if they all have full school load, that's a lot of coursework. That's a lot of kids for just 1 computer. So that is something else that needs to be looked at, is making sure that every kid that's enrolled has a technology device available. Maybe, of course, use what you have available at home. And if extra devices are needed, as long as your kid's enrolled in school, the money's there, let's try to get them all the devices. We got to make sure not just 1 device per family, 1 per student.
So how do we do that when the districts are unequally funded?
Well, let's talk about this, okay? If we're not, and I'm not a financial person, but if we're not operating inside the facilities, shouldn't there be a big cut in facility costs if we're not inside of it? Can we allocate funds to technology? I mean, there's, AC and electricity, water bill, sewage bill. I mean, all those things are different things that, you won't be generating the cost on in the building, the repairs. Why don't we allocate some of that money from running a school building to getting computers?
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of Chromebooks are very cheap to get. They're like $100 something, I think. They're not very expensive. And I'm sure, again, corporations like Google, Apple can step up and at least give a good price. I'm not asking, for them to give stuff for free, but at least, sell at cost. They're not making money, but at the same time, they're not losing money. Sell at cost, write it off as a tax break, whatever they got to do.
Please step up and give us technology. Please give us childcare. Please. Well, why? You're getting the majority of benefit from operating in this country. The government should force them to step up, pay their taxes. And is that wishful thinking? I guess it is.
So what's realistic right now? Let's talk about realistic. We can't be wishy-washy right now. We got a month to go. We got a month to go.
Yeah.
We got to be realistic. What can be realistically done to keep teachers and students out of the classroom and keep them home safe?
This goes again to a more political argument, which is teachers have to refuse. We just have to say no. We have to just not go, period. How many teachers would it take to crash the system? If we all just said, no, we're not going to endanger our lives, this was not part of the deal. We were not hired to be medical workers. You're making us do medical observations. You're making us do hazardous cleanup in real time. And you're putting the pressure of the STAR test. And not only that, you're making us deal with the online component in a lot of these hybrid setups. I think the real solution and the only way forward is to get enough teachers across this country to say, hell no, we're not going to go back into this death trap.